Good afternoon, welcome everyone to Nottingham Hockey Centre, hosting today's feature match on BTV. It's the local derby, Beeston versus University of Nottingham. It's one of the most arduous travels for an away side in the Premier Divisions of English hockey. It's fully 52 metres from pitch 4 to pitch 1 at Nottingham Hockey Centre. It's a possibility today for Beeston to do the double over their near neighbours. It could be a time for University of Nottingham to climb the table a bit further forward. I'm Andy Day in the hot seat today. I'm delighted to be bringing this game to you. Sitting aside me for the second time in 2 days is Steve Musson.
Good afternoon again, Andy.
Let's look at that league table and set the scene before the players make their way out. And you can see that despite their defeat yesterday against Oxted, it's still Beeston leading the mini league of the bottom 6 of the men's Premier Division, but things are much, much tighter. A win today for University of Nottingham will put them on 16 points, and things would be very congested indeed towards the top end of that table.
I think that's right. I think the East Grinstead loss yesterday was a bit of a surprise, and that has certainly kept everything tight. Beeston, I think, feeling a bit fortunate to still have that 1 point lead at the top of the league this morning. Just
to give extra context while we're holding that league table up there, yesterday's results: Beeston 1, Oxted 2, University of Exeter 3, East Grinstead 1, and across the car park, University of Nottingham 5, Brooklands Manchester University 1. So today's opponents are in reasonable nick in the second part of the season.
They'll definitely feel confident after yesterday. There's nothing like a win, a big score win, to help you get the confident factor into your team play, so they'll be up for today's game for sure.
Talking about today's game, the match officials are leading the team out. The umpires in orange today, Lee Barron and Mark Jarvis, and the match official is Christine O'Donovan. Beeston in the black and gold halved shirts, black shorts and gold socks, and University of Nottingham going for what appears to be grey shorts and socks. Either that could be a washing error, but definitely white shirts with the green and gold flashing.
Second game of the weekend, I think.
So we've got the players lined up. Everyone is looking fresh. We spoke to a couple of the players beforehand. I spoke to Robbie Gleeson, and I spoke also to Captain Gareth Griffiths as well, and they both had the same message. They wanted the opportunity to put things right from yesterday's game with Oxted. Didn't want to wait a week to do that, and they're quite grateful for this second game in 2 days.
I think that works well for teams sometimes. You know, the disappointment of yesterday, such a dominant performance against Oxted by Beeston, with the 11 penalty corners that we talked about, and not managing to get a win. I think that hit them quite hard, so they'll be looking to put that right today.
I think not harsh words were exchanged, that would be putting it too strongly, but I think the disappointment rang a bell in the team camp yesterday.
They certainly did. I think they were asked a lot of questions about the type of penalty corner they were taking and whether they should have used many more variations, which I'm surprised they didn't. Certainly I would expect them to do that today.
Looking at the Beeston side, we've got a couple of changes. Coming in, Ben Collinson and Ali Richmond. Leaving the matchday 16 from yesterday's squad, Will Prentice and Jamie Rawlings. Quickly, what do you feel that'll do to the squad?
Well, I think certainly Ali Richmond, bringing him back in is a big plus for the team, really. He's quite a leader on the pitch, and a strong player, and I think that'll work very well for him indeed. Ben Collinson, familiar with the team play, so he'll sit in there perfectly well.
Also now looking at today's visitors, University of Nottingham. There's quite a bit of experience in this side, international experience at under 21 level, under 18 level, Scotland, England and Ireland representatives in all of that, as well as the height of Oliver Smart in the University of Nottingham goal. We can see from the information we provided, he's 6'6", and we saw that when he was walking out.
Yeah, very intimidating, big fella, big wingspan. You know, it can sometimes put off people, that size and domination of your goal area. That's a good thing for Nottingham University.
Crowd is starting to build. I think a few of them didn't realise it was quite an early start today. Mentioning the start time as well, we know that Beeston match start time yesterday was 2 o'clock, so they were playing around 3:30. The match start time for University of Nottingham across the way yesterday was 6:30.
6:30, yeah.
So it's a very, very quick turnaround.
It is.
Must be said though that the home team suggests the match start time for that, so it's University of Nottingham's choice to start later yesterday. I think Beeston have taken a little bit of an edge there by calling this game as early as
slightly earlier than normal. Yes, that's
so,
right. Yeah,
all fair,
all
but
the dark arts.
Working within the rules.
Yes, that's
I
right.
think that's purely, if you can work something to your advantage, why won't you?
Yes.
And so, with the scene set, the match is underway. First venture down to the car park end for University of Nottingham in this opening stages of the game, looking to ease their way into the game. We saw some quite hell for leather moments, but it's yesterday, but it's an easier start to the game. University of Nottingham stepping forward gingerly with the ball, moving across to Cuttle.
Yeah, got the ball very high up the pitch here. They're only just outside Beeston's 23-metre line, and nicely picked up there defensively.
We saw quite a devastating error at the back from Beeston playing across in this area of the field. Do you reckon that that will be picked up on and dealt with overnight?
Definitely. It's one of those things that you can eliminate very easily and stop happening, and it was a mistake. It was exposed beautifully by Oxted's forward, and we can't afford to see that happen again today.
A little loose moment, but Beeston still in possession. Briefly, University of Nottingham have done well to win the ball back and working the way around the circle. Beeston forming a semicircle of 3 to 4 players, blocking the route to the edge of the circle. Free hit, University of Nottingham into the circle and crossing the baseline with it as the sun comes out here.
And again, a little moment there, just right early on in the game, ball in Beeston's possession, opportunity to clear the lines a bit, take that pressure away, but Nottingham University very quickly pounced on that and dispossessed the defender. Again here, this ball needs to be moved out of this danger area.
Ball popping up, who's first to that. Beeston regain possession on the run. Good hassling and harrying from University of Nottingham early on. I think for simplicity, I would just say University from now on.
Yes. This is a classic way to start a game of hockey, really, keeping the pressure on the defence. Beeston finding it quite difficult to escape from the defensive area. In the D with the ball, you can see the Nottingham University attacker really quick to pounce on that.
Croft does well to make space, but runs into traffic almost immediately. He's done well on the second phase. Is there a pass on? He's appealing for something. Umpire's making a signal. I'm not sure exactly what that signal is, but
I think Henry Croft thought that there was either an offence or a foot there, and that he should have had a free hit right on the edge of the D.
Beeston win it high, take an early shot. That hits something on the way through. Traverses the field, and it's a long corner, it looks like.
Yeah, good reverse stick shot from Henry Croft there, as we're talking about Oliver Smart in the University of Nottingham goal. Big
early
fella.
Into the circle, shooting chance, and high, and that one's being deflected behind as well. Another long corner from being under the hammer for the first couple of moments of the game. Beeston have come out the traps and attacking this boulevard end with some gusto.
Yep, they've defended that little early flurry of activity from University of Nottingham, and now here they are in good possession. A couple of opportunities in the D.
Looks more composed now as the reverse stick ball is high and comes off the stick, and that's a bit dangerous.
Just a bit of care needed on those kind of crosses. Ali Richmond there just getting under the ball, and it becomes dangerous very quickly, so umpire had no hesitation in blowing that. Steady build-up, as you said, Andy, there. Nice and easy for the University to sort of work this build-up through the middle of the field.
Little run in a circle from Matt Blood, formerly of East Grinstead.
Space again on the right-hand side.
Arm pointing out very quickly. It's gone the way of Beeston. This has got a good ebb and flow to it. I feel
it has. I think that's quite typical of the of this game. It's just, as you were saying earlier, Andy, it's very much a local derby, and the spirits are high for this. University game's often very quick paced.
Richmond showing that, and that's a neat pass, continuing the run forward. First time ball comes off a stick, doesn't get picked up first time. Beeston sniffing around the 23-metre line, can't get near it, and University bring it away. Pressure coming from Beeston, but not as strongly as Nottingham, University of Nottingham were doing at the other end of the field.
That's right. I think both teams working very hard, making sure that their opponents not having long on the ball and looking to repossess, keep the repossession stats high. And Beeston are going to have to do that today. Ball fed into the midfield, nicely stepped in from
Bowie does another good job. He's had a couple of good games. What's the movement here? It's steady possession with Beeston on the 23-metre line. Bowie going this way, and that it gets picked off.
Yes, the University defender there, very tenacious, making sure he stayed with Bowie all the time.
Page now takes it to the other 23-metre line, looks back. That route's blocked, so towards the car park end baseline is the direction of travel.
Yeah, a bit of space again here.
Nice twist and turn, Charlie Axford. And then over the baseline for a long corner.
Yeah, we've seen action both ends so far. University in the ascendancy at the moment. Good step in there from Louis Dupre, just making sure he was there first to the loose ball.
Nice pace, taking the pressure off, but then running into traffic on the halfway line. Very, very vocal crowd today. Good to hear.
This is space here. This is
shooting opportunity. That's high. What did that come off? It's a Beeston. I think it was danger. That's the signal for danger. So
seen that at both ends now. Shots that have, or crosses or shots that too high, and player getting under the ball, lifting it. Obviously quite dangerous.
It's not the most pleasant of days. I don't want to oversell it and say it's awful, but it's certainly chill in the air.
Yes, there is.
Also, big shout out to Gareth Aiken up on the top of the tower. You can see filming things for the
with his 10 layers on, I think.
Yeah. Nice
That's
ball, nice
very
take.
Good pick-up.
What's the next move though? Into the circle, played away by goalkeeper Smart, and then fired in low and hard.
Yes, University defender getting in there. Well, Jamie Golden, big backswing. I think he needed to get through that a bit quicker to get the shot away. Good opportunity.
First aerial trying to find number 9 Max Anderson.
Yeah, going back to Rohan Boo, we thought he had a good game yesterday, even though it was a loss for Beeston. He's very instrumental in quite a lot of their attacks, counter-attack play. Hopefully that will be the same today.
If you've got a solid team, this is a hypothetical, I'm not talking about Beeston or University of Nottingham in particular. If you've got a solid team that doesn't concede, how do you add goals to that team? What's the way you do that?
In terms of a side that doesn't score often, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I think you've got to practice all the time on the open stick scoring, open play scoring. You've got to make sure you work hard on winning penalty corner set pieces. Good opportunities for goals. Yesterday was a good example. Really, Beeston feeling they needed to win corners, which they did, 11 in all. But it was the execution of the corner that was the problem.
Ball's lost. And power from captain Archie Foster. In turn, he gets picked off as well.
I mean, in contrast to that, yesterday Connor Williamson, 2 corners for University of Nottingham, and obviously they move on to a 5-1 scoreline. Penalty corners very important, and the execution of them extremely important.
Nice ball, and that's a neat idea on the 23-metre line. Looking for the player lingering in the circle. It's still with Beeston. But not for long.
I think that was Toby Stanley just getting the ball brought under his feet, and University in a lot of space here.
Nice take from Page, who is held up, wins a free hit. Decent position just on the 5-metre dot, I think.
Yes, James Hunt there making sure he left his body in the way so that the player and the ball didn't get past him together. Anderson
either wasn't communicated with or doesn't anticipate that pass out to the left-hand side. He's running into trouble, but wins a free hit right in the corner.
A tight part of the pitch to get out of, but so Beeston defence need to make sure there's nothing. There it goes into the D.
Skipping ball, turn behind, long corner.
Simon Hutchman's first touch of the game, I think.
Quick movement, restart from Foster. Attempted swing at the ball doesn't come off. It's University ball.
Yeah, it's interesting so far how this is the domination has switched quite quickly. It's back with University at the moment.
Space for them to work in on the left-hand side. Here is Anderson. Making space for himself, looking for an angle to. He's been taken down there, but no foul is given. Play on. Jarvis, the umpire nearest to us, is pointing towards the boulevard end. Now, why wasn't that given as a foul? Was it just a bit of...
I think the umpire saw that as not actually an offence of any sort, whereas the Henry Croft foul, there was quite clearly a trip, so there was a slight difference in the two. Bit of space here on the right.
Richmond doing well. Finds the layoff. Nice turn as well. It's still with Beeston now to Bowie. Looks for that first-time ball. One jump out of the way from Bonnier.
Yeah, that could quite easily have been a good ploy, really. Fire that ball into the D as long as it doesn't hit your own player's foot. Chance of a corner. Another opportunity here, getting into the edge of the D.
Pressure coming. There's a little appeal for something. And it breaks down.
Good defence from... the ball is with Beeston.
Into the circle. First-time shot finds a foot, does it? Umpires looking at it, and then eventually the decision comes.
Well, it's hard to see how Mark Jarvis wouldn't have spotted that. It was quite clear from here that it's hit him on the foot. Why he's got to look at Lee Barron for a decision, I'm not quite sure, but here we have the first corner of the game.
It's from the shot at the top of the circle. Here it comes. There it is.
Yes.
And there's the decision.
Well, that's me, but not a particularly difficult decision, I don't think.
Well, I'm always paying fair. The umpires are a lot closer to it than we are, but we also have a high angle from the middle of the field of play. Right. So it could have been, did that hit the stick or not?
Yes,
that could have been the decision, and that's where the help of having two umpires comes in. So first penalty corner of the game goes the way of Beeston. They had 11 yesterday and converted one.
Yes,
if they go 1 from 1 today, this would be remarkable.
Yes, it would. Well, I think the discussion afterwards yesterday was how many they took in exactly the same fashion, and whether they've worked in some alternatives, some movement of the ball at the top of the D, and
a little shuffle to the left. Finally ready. This time it's in.
Well,
1 from 1. Bees lead.
Jamie Golden again back into form, having not been in particularly good form yesterday. That was an absolutely super from the top of the D, straight into the top keeper's top left. That's the big Oliver Smart. We were saying that's quite tricky to do, big goalkeeper, but he's placed that perfectly.
We'll watch the replay. Play has restarted, but it's lower than it was the two previous ones.
Yes,
I think the goalkeeper may have been unsighted a touch, but getting it on target is half the battle.
That's right. There were a couple yesterday that missed the target. 1 from 1, as you say, Andy. That's a good start. Pressure again, though, straight away from University of Nottingham, making sure that they don't dwell on that goal against. A lot of goals scored in hockey, so 1 is not too troublesome.
Beeston moving through the gears very sweetly now as they cross the 23-metre line. Apula is in front of the goalkeeper, anticipating, but it doesn't come, and it's a Beeston stick that carries it over the baseline.
Yeah, no, that ball to the baseline, probably an okay pass, but it's got to be a very good pass there. But there was space, I felt, there for George Fletcher to get across the D-line and get his shot away.
Aerial diagonal ball, that's been intercepted. It's going a little bit wrong for University of Nottingham in the last couple of minutes as Beeston enter the circle again. Nice give, and that's so well-timed interception, stopping the ball, reaching the player in front of the goalkeeper. Very good defence.
There was nearly a lot of space for a shot then, but read very well by University of Nottingham defender.
I think we also might need to have a quick chat with maybe with 1 or 2 of the ball patrol who are outside, because you may be hearing things that shouldn't be going out.
Yes.
So we'll
show
just
their allegiance.
We'll remind them of their responsibilities at the first appropriate moment. University pressure, but Apula working hard in the defensive ranks at the moment.
Yes, I think Sam Apula didn't quite realise then that the ball was going to stay on the pitch and he could get it. He was late making his decision, but so here we go again, back with this steadier build-up from University of Nottingham. Beeston very deep, all in their own 23-metre area.
This is Williamson on the ball. Scored 2 penalty corners yesterday, as discussed. That's a nice trap.
Robbie Beeston again.
Robbie Gleeson was definitely keen for this. He was very measured when I spoke to him, but you can tell there was a steeliness.
Yes.
He definitely wanted to put things right. Dupre for the restart from the side. Into Griffiths, back to Dupre. Moving it quickly, not letting University of Nottingham settle on the ball. And look at that, the pressure has started to drop off a touch compared to the first 5 to 10 minutes.
A dangerous moment there, just not quite in control of the ball, but it's worked out well for Beeston. Because it was Robbie Gleeson who scored the goal for Beeston yesterday against Ofsted from a follow-up short corner, and I think he was disappointed that they didn't take that on to score more.
Treated to a couple of very good goals yesterday in that game. Richmond returning to the team today with the ball out to the left. That runs into trouble ultimately, though.
Bit more care needed on that connection. Suki Panesar passing that forward, it was just not an accurate enough pass. Sorry, Balraj Panesar, yes, quite right. And the ball back with University absolutely bang on the halfway. Beeston quite well set up. When you get steady build-ups like this, it does give the this side out of possession time to set, and you can see Beeston now in good shape at the moment, so not too worried about the possession that the University of Nottingham have got. The pressure there from Ollie Ashdown, but nicely worked down that right-hand side by University of Nottingham, space towards the baseline.
Decent position, nice right-hand side set-up position for a free hit. Deciding to go backwards, and it's going to be
passed off the side there. So good pressure from Ollie Ashdown has actually, you know, forced the University to hurry their passing there, and they passed it off the side of the pitch. So it's a good way of putting pressure on to spoil the efforts of your opponents.
Turning that around is a very cheap way to give possession away.
It is. That's right. Yes. Just all constantly need to be focused on your basics, your pass and receive, as we can see here. And it's not quite worked out for Beeston this time, so
bit of chopping with the ball. It's been picked up on the edge of the circle by Beeston. Again, a nicely weighted ball out.
Yes, yeah, just find that bit of space too.
Ashdown picks the ball up on the right-hand side where it's nudged out of play. A little bit of a slip from George Fletcher there.
Yeah, good ball into him really, letting that go. Could have done with holding that possession up. It's important when you get the ball forward after a period of pressure that the forwards hold the ball up so that you can get in shape behind and it doesn't come flying back at you with interest. And then we have the break.
That has come up very quickly indeed.
Yes.
Quarter time is upon us, and the stat that matters, 1-0. In all fronts, it's 1 penalty corner for Beeston compared to University of Nottingham. It's 1 goal scored by Jamie Golden from that penalty corner in the 13th minute. The difference after 17 and a half.
Yeah, very different stat to yesterday. So 1 from 11 and 1 from 1 today. That's quite an improvement.
Whilst we're catching our breath, our headline sponsor is the Magical Mushroom Company. The Magical Mushroom Company harnesses the natural flexibility and strength of mycelium, the material structure of fungi, to grow protective packaging at any scale by combining it with agricultural waste such as hemp, cork and sawdust. Find out more about the Magical Mushroom Company at magicalmushroom.com. So, quarter of the game gone. It has gone very quickly indeed. No real change to the game plan from either side.
No, I don't think so. I think we've seen both teams have possession, and decent possession for periods of time. Winning the corner was of great benefit to Beeston, obviously, because they were able to put that away. But there's been pressure from both teams, and a few little moments where University of Nottingham have found space in the Beeston D, but so far so good for the Beeston defence.
So usually this is a 2-minute quarter-time break, but we can tell that it's slightly longer than that due to the magic of playing a piece of music that's longer than 2 minutes and that finishing.
Yeah, just a bit of time with these quarter breaks to feed a little bit of information in. You wonder how much you can get into your team at that point. There's 1 or 2 corrective bits of information you can put in place just in that little 2-minute break. Refocus, reset.
We are rolling again for the second time in the game. University of Nottingham looking to go on the front foot from the word go across over the 23-metre line, and this is a decent run in the space on the left-hand side, space for a shot. It's been knocked away at the expense of a long corner. Decent shot that from Hugh Page.
There was an opportunity there to win a penalty corner, I think, but I think it was Rohan Bowie kept his feet out of the way. A lot of space though for the University of Nottingham attacker in the D on the left-hand side. There's nobody with him at first.
No, and I think the camera angle revealed that space slowly.
Yes, it did.
Williamson running into trouble.
Yeah, so this build-up play through the midfield has been effective for University of Nottingham. They've actually been able to get into Beeston's 23-metre area quite well.
So Williamson recovered that ball well from the side. I did say he ran into trouble, but it's still with University of Nottingham. Finally, though, Beeston get a decisive stick on it and bring things out of trouble, and we'll get a free hit at the end of this segment of play.
Yeah, Toby Stanley doing very well there just to keep control of that.
Umpire Lee Barron, you can see in shot, arms outstretched. I'm not sure if the players are waiting for a signal or not, but we are going again, and that is very neat and tidy until the ball running off the field of play. The timing of that was excellent, and I think that was just a bit beyond Toby Stanley, but things are starting to click that maybe weren't clicking as fluidly as yesterday. It wasn't a bad performance by any stretch, and that's a bump. And
bit of shielding going on there, so excuse me my voice.
So
yeah, so a bit of body blocking and shielding going on there, which the Lee Barron's not taking long to decide on.
This time Stanley picks the ball up and goes long with it, taken down sweetly in the air. Bowie picks up the loose ball but gets pickpocketed.
Yeah, just lost control of that important moment there. Good position in the middle of the D, middle of the field.
Player goes to ground. And we've got some juniors behind us. You can hear the sounds of the ball being smashed into the cage behind, and I think that's being picked up at home as well, so yes. Apologies for that. We'll go and have a word.
Good build up on the left-hand side, on Ashdown in space, and here we have a lot of space.
Opportunity, and that's somehow not turned in. Second go wide of the upright by some distance. It's still in play. It's not even crossed the baseline.
Difficult angle to score from there. It looked like there was a pass on as well across the front of the keeper.
Might be worth a replay if we can. I don't think we can do that, unfortunately. We'll watch it again at the half-time and try and work out what went on. But the follow-up shot, I think that was a really presentable opportunity.
It was, yeah, that's right. And Oliver Smart covering the angles very well. Henry Croft in a good position, and unfortunately he was blocked. Good use of the aerial into space, lots of space.
Neat from Ye. Wide. Well,
so,
it did hit the backboard.
Simon Hoodran watching that all the way into his goal. It was outside the D, obviously there's no goal. Chance to get away here, yes.
Collinson returning to the side today. Looked like he'd been robbed for a second, but they got the whistle going in his favour.
Very good aerial. Jamie Golden in line to receive that from the start. And so the umpire's blown in his favour. Skills again.
So he makes his way into the circle. Low stick block. Good stuff in the University of Nottingham defence, but they've painted themselves into a corner somewhat here.
That's
Beeston, chance on the reverse, fired in high. And that's an appeal. And that's another penalty corner. Second of the game. Good spell after a good spell from University of Nottingham.
Yes, same sort of pattern that we saw in the first quarter. Really good shot from Henry Croft, well saved by Oliver Smart, and he's trying to get to the ball after that. That's a great shot. Well
that's
saved.
A good save as well. That's what happened to the ball. But I think player going to ground in the circle.
It was, yes.
In stages. We've got one corner listed so far in the first one, and then we'll see in a second when that graphic updates that it's now one in either quarter.
Well, the decision now is do you do the same again, bearing in mind how successful it was last time, or is that something that University of Nottingham's defence can work out? And do you make a change? So we'll see what Beeston choose.
4 in the defence on the line for University of Nottingham, including the goalkeeper Oliver Smart. This time it's low and wide of the upright, more of the same from yesterday.
Yeah, that's right. Now, I don't think that's a very good choice, to be honest, because he's obviously tried to go low, which is completely the opposite side to his first goal scoring, but he's missed the target completely. So, resulting in a University of Nottingham restart.
Probably a bit too much shape on that then.
Yes,
I think
yeah,
trying to craft it into the corner rather than the power. If it was more of a punch, you'd think it might have been a better outcome for Beeston, but as it is, it's still Beeston 1, University of Nottingham 0. 24th minute live on BTV. It is decent day for hockey. There's a little swirling wind in the air. It's Sunday the 26th of February 2023. Things are looking fairly good for Beeston, but there's an awful lot of hockey still to be played.
There is, yeah. We've seen enough of these games, and 1 goal is never enough. There's so much time and opportunity likely to be presented to University of Nottingham. That's a good outlet.
Really good ball, and there's the ball towards the top of the circle. Takes a fortunate deflection. Goalkeeper's come a long way.
I thought for a minute that was going to fall to or move a bit quicker towards Henry Croft.
Started to get a bit scrappy. Nice early ball forward from Harry Croft-Baker.
Robbie Gleeson having to do a lot of this retreat defensive work. Very cool on the ball. He does get himself well into positions to intercept passes, and we saw that there. And he's still on the ball here.
Just going back a couple of years, did we see Harry Croft-Baker? A big scene it was from Havant. Did we see him here in a cup final a couple of years ago?
I think we might have done, yes. University of Nottingham doing well again, back to closing down.
That trio defence, if you can get that, it makes it very difficult for an opponent to get through you.
It does. The crowd's starting to become more vocal as the game progresses.
Pressure coming from Hugh Page.
Dupre just carefully trying to work his way out again, using Robbie Gleeson as the main distributor from the back at the moment. And that's nicely done.
Pooler with a flick ball
so
down to the right side. Kept in on the second attempt, but well done. More pace on that one. A good interception in the University of Nottingham defence and brought out neatly, but tapped away to stop that breakaway down the left-hand side.
Yeah, Henry Croft trying to go around his defender one-on-one, but again, as we've seen, University of Nottingham defending pretty well those kind of plays.
Time to take the ball down, but at a little bit of risk. Dupre going through a set of players.
Yeah, he's quick. He's Louis. He gets away from these tight areas, carrying the ball very well. Most of the time he does that successfully. He got caught a couple of times yesterday doing it, but it was a fairly successful run.
Real risky moment there in defence. I thought for a moment the Beeston had gifted the ball away on the 23-metre line. Everyone seemed to stop, but Beeston managed to get it down the right-hand side with a Pooler, who is stripped of the ball, but will get it from the side. Now, we won't get it from the side. I thought it came off the UON stick.
Yeah, it did look like that. It was a good low defence, and I think Rambui's jab tackle just saw that ball off the side, so here we go again. Use of an aerial again.
Nice takedown as well. Quick ball through has been intercepted. That looked like that was traversing 2/3 of the pitch in one move.
Yeah, and I think had that got through, there would have been a lot of space for University of Nottingham, so it's a good pick-up. Nevertheless, here they go again. Beeston having to retreat, defend yet again.
Porter going the long way around. Bowie appeals, but play is allowed to continue and turned in for the equaliser. Everyone stop still.
Well, if that's not a lesson to people to keep playing whatever. We saw 2 players there just stand appealing for the umpire's decision, which didn't come. University of Nottingham carried on and scored from a very, very tight angle as well. Look, you can see, look, everybody stopped. But that is some angle to finish from. It's come off Simon Hudson, I think.
Axford with the shot. I'm sure that will be credited to him.
It's just one of those fundamentals of the game that you keep playing. It'd be a very good coaching little clip that could be made from that for players, I think. Really, Beeston trying to get straight back into it.
Axford, England under 21, GB under 23, studying international business.
Yes.
According to my stats, had Boxing Day lunch with Jeremy Paxford. I don't know how true that is, but that's,
right.
that's your fact, courtesy of the stats
Yes.
pack from University of Nottingham.
So the emphasis has changed already quite considerably, and I think that to see three players appealing for what they felt was an obvious decision in their favour and not playing the thing through is the biggest problem of that, because they could have stopped that defence, that attack quite well.
Crossed the baseline in the air by the looks of things.
Yeah, just handed that confidence and energy back to University of Nottingham. So we must try not to let happen.
Flicking off the foot, but play allowed to continue. The big call of play from the umpire. It should go out left, you feel, but it's been held up, and movement now to the right, back to the left.
Good
eventually. Ball. This is the ball in now, in low and hard. Chances there, two players close to turning that one in.
Yes.
Captain Griffiths was on the spot as well.
That was almost a good setup in front of the goal. Player on each post, one near the penalty spot. Ball fed in, but nobody low enough to actually get a final touch on that. Good attack.
Hunting on the 23-metre line again from Beeston. Tails up from University of Nottingham at the moment. Beeston looking to get again on the score sheet before the end of the half. There's time to do it. Fletcher to the circle now. Appeal. Goalkeeper's come a long way. Has he been bypassed? It has been turned in. And Apula gets the goal from close range. Bees retake the lead.
Great work down the baseline from, I think that was Rowan Bowie using his skills again. And he's just kept that ball close control for a nice little slip pass. And Sam Apula ready for that. That's one of his textbook finishes.
Goalkeeper was bypassed there. The ball came across. It was taken down by Apula and then fired in one movement. Lovely stuff. When you've left such a space behind you as Oliver Smart did, that's the sensible option. You can't shoot against that, but if you can go beyond, it turns into a simple goal, but very, very expertly finished.
And one of the best players to finish goals like that is Sam Apula. We've seen him do it many times.
We are back live again. This is another attempt in towards the circle. Beeston looking for something, hoping maybe for a corner, but no. Good defence under pressure. Strong stuff from Ashdown.
Yes, yeah. Yes, he's won the free hit there. I think that's right. Jamie Golden was on the baseline. Piece of the area across the D. Interesting. Create a bit of space, make the defence move. And back we come with a transfer through Robbie Gleeson, back out to Ali Richmond. Moving the ball around quite nicely now. Interesting how goals give you confidence. Beeston replying quickly to the University's equaliser. University going back into their solid defensive patterns and just breaking down these attacks.
Looking back to when these two teams met back in November, it was a probably similarly chilly day across the car park as that aerial ball travels a long way and eventually is brought down by University of Nottingham. No real pressure till the end of the circle. Appeal for something. Nothing coming.
I think the University of Nottingham thought there was a foot. It's given a counter-attack opportunity to Beeston.
There's a player lingering around the top of the circle, but they've gone to the right-hand side. No space to take that aerial ball down by the looks of things.
It was all a bit tight, that counter-attack. There was no real straight, easy passing. We saw the aerial at the end there. It was very difficult to control that and keep the move going.
I'll go for it again. Back on Saturday, the 12th of November, these two teams met across the car park. You can actually see the field of play now in shot. Couldn't have been timed better, that.
Yes.
And it was a Beeston win. Rowan Bowie and Robbie Gleeson on target. An early goal and a late goal in that one. But there was a series of green cards. One for Balraj Panasar. Just watching the game again, and also trio of green cards for University of Nottingham that day. Matthew Blood, Edward Bryce, Fergus Stevens, and a yellow card for Harry Croft Baker.
It was a feisty fixture, I remember that, and as these often are in classes local derbies, they have that extra edge to them. Beeston having to be careful here, just good defence really, making sure that they kept the ball tight under control, drawing the foul.
Got a whistle there. I think it's just more directing the restart position rather than anything, unless the umpires are having a bit of a chat about something. We wanted it back there. Is the instruction, just a little bit of game management.
See that ball, obviously University really quick to press. Barrage Panasonic on the ball there. Just like a build up here.
Just with 90 seconds of the half still to go, if Beeston can see the ball up in that corner, just hold it there for 50 of those seconds.
Yes, yeah. I thought there was an opportunity there. Yeah, long corner restart for Beeston. The ideal thing to do now would be to upgrade this to a penalty corner if they can. That's
Beeston with
the
the ball.
D.
Ooh, so close to getting a touch.
Yes. Defender staying very, very close to Henry Croft. Good ball fed in there. It was an opportunity.
Yesterday seemed a little bit methodical, but there's a little more freedom today in this Beeston side.
Yes.
Things that are more free flowing.
Robbie Beeston living up to the to what he said to you, and he was going to get stuck into this game and be fully involved, and certainly he has.
And it has been turned around. Croft wanted something there. I thought something had happened. They just need to survive these 30 seconds. One more, effectively a free hit, so to speak, for University of Nottingham. But that was very easily picked off from Matt Blood's stick, and Beeston sniffing around the top of the circle again, looking to find the ball back again on the 23-metre line. This is the opportunity now for University of Nottingham. Can they get the ball into the circle? They've got 10 seconds or so to do so. I think they're content to see this half out.
Yeah, Beeston shepherding that back to the defenders quite well.
And as if by magic, the clock finishes bang on 35 minutes. And we're now into a period of half time. Again, apologies if you can hear the balls hitting the fence behind us. We'll talk again to the juniors behind us. But what we have on screen is the story of the game. Jamie Golden's penalty corner. After 13 minutes, got the scoring sequence underway, and it was fairly comfortable.
Yes.
Not 100% comfortable, but fairly comfortable. But Charlie Axford was given an unbelievable opportunity and all the space at the car park end to find a brilliant finish that went in off and under Simon Ojwan.
Yes.
And then Sam Apula restoring Beeston's lead on 30 minutes with a goal from open play. Once, I think it was Rombu with a cross, once goalkeeper Oliver Smart had come to that near post.
Yes,
if it could have been bypassed. It was a simple idea, but brilliantly executed by Puma for 2-1 at half-time. So the players are heading off for their half-time break. We'll have our discussion about how we feel the instructions are going for the players at half-time. Some of the spectators are off for a half-time warm drink, and I don't blame them at all. It's a very chilly day here in Nottingham. So this is BTV. Bees lead University of Nottingham by 2-1 at half-time.
Another opportunity here, getting into the edge of the D.
Pressure coming. There's a little appeal for something. And it breaks down.
Good defence from... the ball is with Beeston.
Into the circle, first time shot finds a foot, does it? Umpires looking at it, and then eventually the decision comes.
Movement of the ball at the top of the D, and
little shuffle to the left, finally ready. This time it's in.
Well,
1 from 1, Bees lead.
Jamie again, Beeston having to retreat, defend yet again.
Porter going the long way around. Bowie appeals, but play is allowed to continue and turned in for the equaliser. Everyone stop still.
Well, if that's not a lesson to people.
In the half, there's time to do it. Fletcher to the circle now. Appeal. Goalkeeper's come a long way. Has he been
Yes.
bypassed? It has been turned in. And
Samapula
Apula gets the goal from close range. Bees retake the lead. Welcome back to BTV. There's activity going on the field of play during half-time. Great to see the juniors and lots of other people enjoying a chance to be on the field of play here at Nottingham Hockey Centre during the half-time. So this is BTV, we're live. You can see on the screen, this is the position. It's Beeston 2, University of Nottingham 1, and this is a reminder of how we've got there. Jamie Golden with a penalty corner on 13. Charlie Axford from open play on 27. Then Sam Abula restoring Beeston's lead on 30. So that is where we're at. Steve, you've had a quick nip into the clubhouse at half-time. Yeah, it's jumping.
It is absolutely packed today. Yeah, there's lots of junior tournaments going on at the club. It's just heaving all over the place, so it's great to see.
Also, the teams did venture back into the clubhouse at half-time, which is something we don't usually see. I think they're both taking advantage of a 10-minute half-time break. Yes,
yeah. Just taking a moment or two just to settle, and I'm sure Beeston have spoken about the fantastic goal scored by Charlie Axford. Great strike, but how it got there was a bit of a concern to Beeston, I think, really. Just stopping playing, waiting for an umpire's decision rather than continuing. So they'll have definitely talked about that. Jamie Golden with his penalty corner was a great goal, and Sam Apula, a classic poacher's finish from some good work from Rohan Gui.
Mentioning Jamie Golden, he's on the ball now. If you're just joining us, we're about to start the second half, and just as the moment we turn the microphones back on, the players behind us hit the fence with the match balls again. Thank you, players. So we are rolling again. We have switched things round. It is Beeston attacking the car park end in this second half, and it is University of Nottingham in the white and subtle grey. Yes, attacking the boulevard end, which is the end where you will find the University of Nottingham. Over the road, the main building over there.
Good work from University of Nottingham, just building that up. That ball just passed off the back. So it's for a restart from Beeston. I think both teams will be relatively pleased with their build-up play. It's not really resulted in a lot for either team. Obviously, we've got the slight lead for Beeston at the moment. But some of the work through the midfield for the University of Nottingham is very good indeed. And their defensive work and work rate generally is very good, as you can see here.
Very smart Ben Collinson here. No, didn't play yesterday, but he's back in today. What are the reasons for the changes? We don't know for certain, but is there tactical changes or
I think it was a little bit of both, really. I think it was just this big squad that Beeston are trying to work and groove together and making sure that everybody gets plenty of an opportunity to show their skills. I think I've got a feeling Ali Richmond was unavailable, so
that's an interesting ball on the diagonal in towards the circle, but well spotted by Beeston. And then things started to turn. That's a nice ball towards Jamie Golden. He thought he controlled that one, but no, it's away. Pace has picked up dramatically.
This is
University of Nottingham in towards the circle, but that's wide of the upright. Who got the final touch on that one? It was off a UON stick.
Yes, yeah, good, powerful pace. I mean, that was sort of 3 seconds from University of Nottingham repossessing the ball to the entering the D. So great stuff. Louis Dupre again on the ball here. He's trying to take this pressure off a bit. It's better
down from Griffiths, who has time to look and include a teammate, and that's Stanley on the reverse side. Plays it was the top of the circle. Brilliant, and that's turned to the post. Unbelievable close to a third goal.
Oh my goodness me, Henry Croft wide and free behind, sort of wide of the post. And he's just tipped that onto the post. That would have been a super opportunity to go.
And how quickly that ball moved from about halfway to being a shot. Is that technically on target or not if it hits the post? It's certainly towards goal.
Yes, that's right, yeah. He'll be disappointed with that, Henry. That's a super opportunity. But at least he did very well to make sure that he got that ball onto his stick. It was travelling and it wasn't exactly flat.
Jamie Golden with a nice piece of textbook time waste with the ball being returned to his opposite number, but via the air.
Sam Apula there doing his working very hard defensive duties as a forward.
I feel we're in for another couple of goals as University of
this is
Nottingham
very
on the
dangerous.
baseline. Goalkeeper's been bypassed low and hard, and that was a combination of Hudgman and a defender blocking that as it was travelling towards the line.
Simon Hudgman had to be very alert to that. Could easily have been rolled under him. He dropped to the ground very quickly. So chances missed at both ends within sort of a minute and a half. So a bit of a sign of the way I think this half will progress.
Pitch is still very moist. There's a Cuttle. Blood, and then through everyone. Long corner we'll be going for.
Came off Robbie Gleeson's stick, I think. It must have done. So
Blood again with a restart. This one in towards the baseline. Little twist, turn, making the angle. Blood's making himself available again. He's had a prominent couple of moments in this move.
Yes.
UON deciding to sweep things out to the left and then back right once they've shifted the Beeston defence. Cuttle back to Blood once more. There's no angle there just yet, so he's happy to go for a run with a layoff.
Yeah, ball being played around a bit quicker, I think. That is a really good pass.
Brilliant stuff, and then is that carried over the baseline? No, it isn't. It's away somehow. Very shaky moment when that ball was entered into the circle by UON. Beeston didn't know exactly what to do. Good
pinpoint accurate pass to the guy on the baseline. That was very dangerous.
Cuttle again being the metronome in this movement. That ball popping up onto the body, so Beeston will get a free hit. Aerial ball wasn't smooth. Ball was moving. We'll ignore that one. Collinson was the player intended.
Yeah, a lot of space. That could have been closed down a little bit quicker in the middle of the park, I think, there. It's been quite easy for University of Nottingham to get out from that defensive zone.
First touch I can recall Ed Bryce making in the game as well. I don't know if I've mentioned him yet. The midfielder, England under 18, formerly of Ipswich.
Got a little bit more possession with University at the moment, and they're getting some results out of this.
Nice
this is
reverse
very
ball, and that's low but wide of the upright. You saw that ball pop up for a second.
Yes, yeah. This amount of space that they're creating is allowed him to have a good old reverse stick shot at that.
Probably could have got more on that.
He could, yeah, he had the time. Too much space, I think, being given by the Beeston defence. Robbie Gleeson stepping back in there again.
This is the first game of 3 today in the lower 6 double-header weekend. I think this has been a success this weekend.
Yes, it has.
Not great for some of the teams, I'll freely admit. It's not been perfect for everybody, but as a spectator and as someone who enjoys the game, it's been a very enjoyable couple of days. Don't want to have to do it every week. There's lots of research had to have gone on, but
That's right.
And what we got here, clock is being not stopped. I thought for a moment it had.
Well, that's very well defended by, again, who is, I find Robbie Gleeson doing. Is that Robbie Gleeson?
Your own ball, Beeston retreat.
Yeah.
Laid off, and Apula is first to it, decides to lay off himself.
It has to be taken away from there. That's
low interception of the ball, and that's calmly done out of defence. Gleeson, and then it's hammered away and all the way over the baseline. So I think that's not the worst thing you could have done, but
no, sometimes it's necessary. I think you've got to sometimes ruin the pressure that's against you, make sure that you make your opponent retreat.
It must have taken a UON stick.
It did, yeah.
It was a long corner, so that's doubly effective.
It was, although I think that crossfield aerial, but a bit tricky to control that, and so a bit of wasted possession from that position. This sort of play leads to the end-to-end game that can look risky all the time, and it's important to string your 5+ passes together and make sure that you're in control of the possession side of the game. Slowly, Beeston just slowing it down a
and
bit
also
here.
look at the space, the pressure that was right on top of Beeston at the start from the University of Nottingham has started to fade, but it is still there. You can see that pressure. I think they're picking and choosing the moments to press rather than being 100%.
Yes. Yeah, good attempts to build up down the right-hand side. Just result in a long corner restart. Good skills.
This could be good.
Needs to get into the D.
Long corner again. Things are picking up again from Beeston, trying to speed things up with that restart, and I think they're going to do the same again. They've gone backwards, but there's a lot of space on the left-hand side. We're going there via Robbie Gleeson, I think.
I think Beeston are going to need another goal in this game, really.
There is the pass out to the left-hand side. There's a hold-up and there's a chance here for a shooting opportunity. Goalkeeper's committed.
Oh, good goalkeeping there from Oliver Smart. Ollie Ashdown in a bit of space, nearly able to get his shot away.
You almost didn't believe his fortune.
I know,
when
that
he
looked a bit like that. And there he is at the other end doing defensive work, so his work rate level is very good. But again, this is where I feel that Beeston need to take the pressure away as quick as possible, really. It's very nicely done.
And intelligent players are stretching University of Nottingham as well as they come towards halfway. Nice take.
Yeah,
let
that's
the ball
excellent.
do the work. Serene progress to the 23-metre line. But that has counterpoint, has allowed University of Nottingham to set up a defence.
Oh.
There's a slip there at the critical moment.
How unfortunate, because that build-up play, we were looking at 8-9 passes to get that to George Fletcher before we fell over. And he was inside the D. That's a shame. So back it goes again to University of Nottingham, see if they can do the same type of build-up play, which they're working well on here. A little bit uncomfortable with this pointing and waiting for decisions, really. I don't think Beeston have time to do that.
And they've been fallen foul of that already. They will get a free hit there. That's a reminder, if you're just joining us, the Charlie Axford equalising goal on 27 minutes came about from the Beeston defence appealing for something and then stopping absolutely
That's right,
still.
yeah.
It could have been defended. Not saying it was certain to be defended, but it could have been defended much better.
That's right, yeah, taking nothing away from Charlie Axford's finish. You just have to stay with the game right the way through till you're 100% sure what the decisions are. Still feel there's a bit in this yet, though, and
Yeah.
it's looking a bit potentially open at both ends.
Intriguingly, yesterday we had a ball patrol. Today it looks like we don't.
There's a huge junior tournament going on today, and I think that's taken a lot of people out of action. Ball boy action, anyway.
They were very keen yesterday's ball patrol, so if you're watching today, it was fun to have you along. Do come back. Pressure building.
Yeah, this is a dangerous.
And it's
Nearly able to run all the way through, but the decision will be made.
Yep, hold up just outside the circle. And it's gone the way of Beeston. That was a
Oliver
promising
Ashdown
run.
again. I mean, his work rate is phenomenal, and you can see him now. He's just been on the Beeston baseline, and he's now crossing the University of Nottingham 23 and into the D. So very committed to his role in the team.
I think that was a Shardlow's run that he blocked there at the end. And that's a little bit of decision making.
Take risky little plays, don't they, at times? It's where's that gone? Straight to the University. Pressure and well won by Henry Croft, fighting for that all the way. He's got space if he goes for it here.
There's something on the reverse side here. He's gone for it. It's wide of the upright. I think that was the right choice given what was in front of him. There wasn't a pass on. There wasn't the time to cut back either. So the shot was the option.
Yes. Just needed to be on target. I think he's a little frustrated, but he's certainly working hard enough. He's won a lot of possession for Beeston today.
He wants that goal that he promised you.
He does, that's right.
It will come eventually. Croft is sensing that if he hangs around there, and look at that, he's appealing for something, and player down is Griffiths, but he's up and okay. Looked like a sharp one.
Yes.
Bowie plays the ball into the centre as the sun breaks through once again in Nottinghamshire.
Yeah, not the best of passes there. That was unlikely to find its target. Beeston working well to retrieve that and have another go from the right-hand side. I feel that from Beeston's point of view, they could do with a set piece in here, just to have a go at the target with a bit of a settled moment, just to take some of this toing and throwing out of the game. University of Nottingham still got the opportunity with their counter-attacks to cause Beeston problems.
Ball over to Richmond, who picks it up. Decides to go into the corner with it. Controlled on the second. That's been flicked away.
Too high. The attempted cross, pushed across too high. Ball back to the University of Nottingham. Still a high press from Beeston, hoping to win the ball in this part of the pitch.
Not long now until we come to the three-quarter time break. 52.5 minutes will need to have elapsed before we can get to the three-quarter time break, as Beeston crossover, I'm about to say crossover halfway with the ball again. Things have gone down a notch or two. I know the hockey players are familiar with playing multiple games in a week, and particularly the university sides with Bucks games as well.
That's right. Yeah.
But 2 games in 2 days at the Premier Division level, whilst I'm saying it's great as a spectacle, what's it like for the players, do you feel?
Well, I mean, the fitness levels in hockey players are fantastic, and I think they love this kind of situation, particularly as Beeston was saying, the opportunity to try to put right yesterday's loss.
Ball in a circle, we've got a free hit for Beeston left of the circle, somewhere between a 5-metre dotted line and the outside, and in fact, just there. Perfect.
Good opportunity here to try to create that set piece that they need just before the break. They don't want to be turning the ball over here, because that would be a good opportunity for a counter-attack from the University.
Conserving a bit of energy as well. I said a few moments ago about letting the ball do the work.
Yes.
If Beeston can make University of Nottingham run around for the remainder of the game, drop their energy levels as the ball disappears into the brightness.
Yes.
You can't see where that's gone, but we have got a UON 3 hits in their defensive third.
Bit of a missed opportunity there to go for that penalty corner upgrade from the play that Beeston were getting. Just giving that possession back to the University. Nearly a turnover.
Very close, and it is a turnover.
Yes, it is. It's fallen Beeston's way.
A little bit of confusion about the restart, whether the restart had happened or not. Here's Hunt now. Decides to play it to the left-hand side. Hunt keeps his run going.
To go into the D.
90 seconds until the three-quarter time break.
That's a very quick transfer. Excellent work. But again, it needs to get into the D from there.
And it has done. Shooting opportunity, no. It will be another pass towards the goalkeeper. That's a penalty corner, and that's the third of the game, and they're 1/4 for Beeston.
And it's exactly the right thing to do. I think this all came from the transfer, the speedy transfer from the left-hand side to the right-hand side, forcing your way into the D. We see teams win corners here quite regularly. Bit of tricky stick work, and eventually either a foul or a foot. Good point in the game to win that penalty corner, just as everything settled down just before the break.
Indeed, it's effectively a free hit here, or a free swing, let's say, because whatever happens, it's going to be the end of the quarter, and if it goes right, it goes right. If it's a goal, it's fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah, there's not going to be a sudden counter-attack because the time will have elapsed.
And I think this is why it's important to know where you are as a player in the game, timing and everything else, how long left before breaks, and what you need to do to give your team the best advantage.
Goalkeeper down low to his right, but not this time.
Yeah, well, it looks like that's missed the target again, so that's 2 corners off target.
And both of them to the goalkeeper's right.
Yes.
But Muss's law of 3 is still intact, and that should be three-quarter time, and it is.
Yeah.
And no change in the score, as you were at half-time. Beeston lead University of Nottingham by 2-1. Jamie Golding scoring first from the penalty corner. Charlie Axford equalising down the car park end for University of Nottingham, and Salakula grabbing the go-ahead goal with 5 minutes to go to the end of the half. So it's Beeston 2, University of Nottingham 1. with 17.5 minutes to play.
Yeah, opportunities for both teams there. Certainly that corner at the end of time there, Andy, was a good opportunity. I think that's, again, I'd be talking to them about the quality of these flicks from the corners. But certainly University Simon Hudgman having to make a couple of good saves from opportunities that the University had. So I'm sure they will exist in the final quarter as well. So I still feel that this is an open fixture at the minute.
Walking out back for the start of the fourth quarter, the dramatic music swirling around Nottingham Hockey Centre. You can see the stands are packed, and also what you never get to see on the camera is behind the camera. There's an awful lot of activity, supporters on the balcony, at the sticker picture, and also around the side of the gate of the entry to the field of play as well. It's great to see so many people come down, and there is another opportunity to see Beeston in action at second phase, but it'll be Beeston's women's team that we'll have next here on BTV. Give you more details about that in a few moments' time. 17.5 minutes remain. Who will come away with the points?
Well, I think that this is going to be down to possession quality now, and making sure that whichever team retains the ball. There's a great opportunity there for the University for that very reason.
Skipping shot, and that was taken in the air very neatly as well.
Louis Dupre there, just alert to that. But the turnover was the moment that gave the counter-attack to the University. There's another one here. This is something that they Beeston really need to take care of the ball.
Bit hopeful pass towards the goal area.
Yeah, Louis Dupre having to do a lot of work defensively at the minute. Oh, very
really
close, nearly stolen by Jamie Golden's dive.
And then over the baseline again. All action.
Yeah, certainly will be. I think when you sort of got into a final quarter of a game like this, certainly University of Nottingham won't see this as anything like a defeat just yet. There's plenty of time on the clock.
Just a reminder, the top two teams and the bottom six go into the playoff for the league championship. The bottom two teams end up in the... just waiting for the reaction there. That's gone the way of the visitors.
Yeah, I think not enjoying seeing Beeston turn so much possession over at the moment. It's causing them problems. University fighting for everything now as they go for the rest
down.
of the
I think
quarter.
that's somewhat of a whack there. Time is off. We'll have a look through the window because we're not going to show you the injured player on the ground. I can't see from my position in the chapel as to what the position is. And just like that, we've got player is up, but they're limping, and all is well. That's really nicely timed door opening. Thank you, Josh.
Bit of a smack on the leg, I think. Now this is where I'm a little concerned from Beeston's point of view, because some of the outletting is really intricate, and but there is a chance that could become a turnover, and I think they need to take care of this ball. This is good. There's a good outlet.
Nice running from Balraj Panesar, who eventually runs into trouble, but it's taken over the sideline, and Connor Williamson is running after that.
Yes, I think they need the work rate and fight factor from Ollie Ashdown in this final quarter. You can see he tries to get in front of everything. Has that been?
No, it hasn't.
No,
I think
it's
it's another one of those bright
still
moments where we can't see where the match ball has gone, but we can pick it up now as it enters the Beeston defensive 23-metre area.
Yeah, the University. I thought for a minute they'd stolen the possession again, but that's the thing I think Beeston needs to take the biggest care of now, how they get the ball away from the danger area.
Golden underneath that one. Did he take it over the sideline? I think might have done if might have actually knocked it over the baseline as that. Again, very difficult to see what's going on. We can't see brilliantly either through the window at the chapel or on the camera on the pictures that you can see at home.
Well, University building out, not passing the ball out nicely. They're pretty good at this. I think their pass and receive is good, and that has fallen very nicely to the. This is very dangerous.
Shooting opportunity, but it's been missed.
Oh my goodness me! I thought for all the world that was going to be an equaliser. Beeston allowing the pressure to build against them at the moment.
Isaac Ferrant, one of the former Old Georgians players, England under 18, didn't get the touch. It looked all the world like that was going to be 2-2.
Yeah, well, Simon Hudgman completely beaten there because he could do nothing else about that, and it was just reliant upon the University player to put the ball in the net. Yeah, so the game being played at the same sort of tempo. Now this is a good position again for Beeston. Long corner. A lot of long corners today.
Yeah, we've not had any card stats yet. 13 minutes to play. There's a plethora of cards when the teams met back in November. Cards have stayed in the pockets.
He's concentrating on the game itself. Missed opportunity to put that ball further forward, but
nice turn
Stanley still on the ball. Where's he going now?
If you don't know where you're going yourself, your opponent can't guess.
Yes. Yeah, that's very nicely worked away, but yeah, stolen again by Beeston. It's turnover after turnover at the minute from both teams.
Slowing things down a little bit more composure in the final third as the ball gets put into the circle and away. It will come back again with interest. Is there a shooting chance here? It's in the air.
Yeah, what a pity that. With the quality of the ball into the D, I don't think it was good enough at all because there were 3 players there. If that had been an active pass rather than just a sort of hoof across, that might well have worked a lot better. So Beeston just dropping off a little bit deeper this time, trying to keep their shape and make sure everybody's in position.
That was a good opportunity, but it wasn't anywhere near as close as the chance that was presented to Isaac Ferrant a few minutes beforehand.
That's right. Yes, I think if University don't get back into this, they'll rue that miss. But as we say, there's still plenty of time, and they're having a lot of possession at the minute. Space there as well.
Porter, ball inside. Phillips, I think that is, and we've got time off, and we might see.
Yeah, I think
so there's a chat coming for Will Porter, definitely.
Probably suggesting that might have been a penalty corner.
Clock's rolling again. Important touch away from Panasar.
Very necessary. Just see Jamie Golden marshalling the troops, making sure they're in the right place. But a lot of space here. This
shooting on the reverse side, but some way wide of the upright. And look at the disappointment.
Yes, again, a lot of space in the D to get the shot away. A mishit by Charlie Axford again.
The goal scorer is.
We scored the more difficult one in the first half.
It parted like the Red Sea, and all of a sudden you could see that shot was coming.
Yeah.
But the power was right, but it was some way of the upright. You can see it hit the Magical Mushroom Company banner to the left of the goal, and that's
yes.
It's a lot further away from the left of the goal than you thought as Beeston enter the circle again at the other end.
We need to get something out of this.
Needing focus. Players have gone into the corner. I'm not sure exactly what's gone on. We have a penalty corner. I'm saying needing focus for 2 reasons. Beeston needed to be sharp at that end of the field, but also the camera seemed to have decided decided that one of the cars in the car park was interesting to look at. very, very busy day today. I've ended up on the overflow car park.
Me too. Well, again, this is a crucial moment. We're looking at heading towards 9 minutes from the end of the game.
On the corner count, it's 1 per quarter for Beeston.
Yes.
None yet in the game for University of Nottingham.
Well, there should be high focus on this one now. This making sure every part of the routine is slick, quick injection, good trap, solid decisions about what you're doing, and executing any flicks.
Gleeson, as is his role, injecting the ball. That's padded away from the goalkeeper and away to safety. Firm connection from Smart.
Similar traits to yesterday's corners, really, just the keeper being able to get in the way of it very easily.
And over the baseline with 8.5 minutes to go.
I really would like to see Beeston do something a bit different with the corners if they can now. Maybe using a slip to the player left, or putting it back to the injector. Something just to mix this up a bit, because the keepers are working out these flicks.
That was a nice intended pass, but who's there? Nobody.
I think that might be a Beeston. I don't know. I thought that came off a University player, but obviously not. Beeston decided just to stay where they are, so you can see very much in a half-court set-up, defending their own half only at the moment, not really stepping out, giving the ball to the University.
Williamson with the aerial ball. That's gone a long way. Taken down pretty well on the far side. He will be coming back, though. The umpire has pointed in favour of University of Nottingham.
So the build-up again started to favour the University of Nottingham's possession stats. Good ball fed into high forward.
Blood finding Bonnier.
That's gone off the side of the pitch. That's unfortunate. Having done all good work to trap the aerial, his pass has gone off the sideline. So again, difficult part of the pitch to get away from, really. It's pressed into this corner and using the aerial. It's quite a satisfactory way of getting the ball removed.
That one was behind Joe Paul.
Oh, that was a missed tackle.
A little bit of needle has crept in towards the last 7 minutes of the game. And this is a time where the card started to fly back in November.
Yeah, this is the scrapping phase of the game, really, where Beeston trying to protect this 1-goal lead. University fighting for anything that they can.
There's a player down there in the circle for Beeston. I think the clock will be stopped, and it could be a combination of cramp, or it could be a little tap on the back of the goalkeeper. Has been pulled, by the way. The speed from Oliver Smart to come out of the goal, so you can tell straight away that University of Nottingham fancy this and feel that there's another goal in the offing.
That's right, a power play. So
we don't often see this in the league.
No, and Beeston really needs to spot this, get that ball released as quick as possible. There is an opportunity to score a counter-attack goal without the keeper.
And you can see already that Jamie Golden senses that, and he's gone towards the halfway.
Yes, yeah.
And it's the counter of the power play is can you afford to park somebody on the goal line?
Yes, yeah.
For that simple tap-in and defend with 9 outfielders.
This is where you need to get to the ball first, win your 50-50s.
And that is that quick ball, but no one is at home and no one can take advantage of that.
No, smacked away by, I think that was Samapula. No chance for Beeston Ford to get on the end of that. University persevering with the power play style of hockey with the extra outfield player.
So yes, 11 outfielders, if you've not seen this before. That's perfectly reasonable.
Got it.
There's a ball in the circle towards the goalkeeper, and Simon Hudgman has had a quiet spell in goal. Alert to that.
Yes, he's going to have to be on his mettle now, because this will stay like this for the next 5 minutes, I'm sure. Good tackle. Get to the ball first.
Gleeson closest to it, but concedes a foul.
I mean, it's an interesting psychology, really. Nothing really changed. You've just got to
Very,
defend
very
well.
good
That's
tackle.
Good.
And who's closest to it? Golden is making space down the right-hand side. We are coming back and time is off, and I think we might see a card here for deliberate breakdown of play, I suspect. Who's gone off, though? Who's actually been shown the green card?
It's not Joe Paul. Yeah. So it's gone to a Beeston player. So Beeston now down a player and having to deal with this powerful build-up.
Did say that this was the time that the cards were about to come out, and I don't want to give myself any credit here, but I think that's exactly what's come to pass. I think
Yes,
we may even still see another couple of cards. I'll mark that on my note about the time that the green card was shown to Joe Paul.
Yeah, the University here just taking their time, being patient in the build-up, trying to find that perfect opening.
That was a good angle into the space.
Not quite trapped and missed. That ball being missed there, I think that was Ben Collinson.
Play on, arms outstretched from the umpire. Big appeals, lots of noise on the field of play. And will Beeston clear here? They can. And can they take advantage of this? Look at the pace again.
They're still taking their time, just...
The goalkeeper wants to come on and has been allowed back onto the field of play.
Yeah, he did a lot of work to get back into his goal. And the ideal scenario here would be to make sure that this ball gets away from Beeston's defensive zone. Done that very well.
It's interesting that the goalkeeper's come back on whilst Beeston are down to 10. That seems an odd way of doing things. Obviously there's reasons and decisions being made.
Yes. Just notice Ollie Ashdown waited to come on probably when Joe Paul's card runs out.
You've been told to sit down.
Yeah, come on Beeston, you need to make sure you get the better of that kind of engagement, because this will come back with interest.
Louis tip up. Look at the dark skies over the boulevard end.
Find some space on the right-hand side. Beeston done well to defend that.
Sometimes it can be a scramble towards the end of the game.
It can.
However, Beeston seem to have gone down a gear, yet been able to maintain the possession and a competitive edge in the game. But that's not to say that will be continued to the end of the game.
No.
Lots of things have happened on this pitch that have been inexplicable over the years of BTV.
I mean, just the choices being made. I mean, obviously...
Great take. Goalkeeper's come a long way out here. Where is the ball?
I'm not sure that was the best of passes. That would have been better to retain the possession in that top corner.
That's a potential for a steal, which not been picked up. Good hassling again, good harrying, putting University of Nottingham back in their 23-metre defensive area.
Yeah.
They can't score from there. There were 2 minutes to go.
Oh,
another
nearly.
attempted interception.
Ashdown working as hard as he can.
11 versus 11. That's a mistake in the midfield. Shake of the head.
Where's that gone?
That blood. And there's a potential for here. Goalkeeper's been bypassed. This could put the cherry on the cake, but no.
Oh my goodness, that looked like an open goal opportunity to me.
It did. I'm sure there was a pass on, and I think there's a lot of goalkeepers been pulled again with 90 seconds to play.
Excitement at the end here. That really did look like a slap shot finish into almost an empty net, but something occurred there. Good work from University of Nottingham's defence. There's going to be another attack, I'm sure.
Clock continues to tick. We've got 80 seconds left in this match.
He's defending that. Does need to be a lot better defensive work going on there.
Cuttle's ball into the corner, goes over the baseline with no goalkeeper again. One look at the watch from the umpire, and the furthest, the only player in the defensive half, as from University of Nottingham, appears to be Jamie Golden. I think he's gone a long way, but if it can be found, the ball sailing through the air. That's gone a long way. Golden ducks underneath it.
Oh my goodness. A little bit more effort needed.
I think the right thing to do was to duck, because the player receiving the ball had every chance to make a mistake.
Yes.
Ball's hit the body, and that's an arm in the air from Rowan Bowie.
Yeah, just a few more Moments of care from Beeston now. Could see this result stick.
In fact, there is the final whistle. So there must have been a delay that we didn't account for in that. It is all over. Dramatic end of the game. University of Nottingham were chasing it. They sensed that there was another goal in the game for them. But the 3 points stay here at Nottingham Hockey Centre and stick with Beeston. Beeston now move on to 20 points in for the season. University of Nottingham stay on 13 with one more round of fixtures to play. More games coming today, starting shortly this Sunday, the 26th of February. East Grinstead take on Brooklands. That was at 2 o'clock. And an hour later, Oxted host University of Exeter. So those are the fixtures today. They will have a bearing on what happens in the table. But what we can say with a degree of certainty, because it's impossible for them to climb any further. Brooklands will finish in 6th place,
yes,
but the relegation positions are still up for grabs.
They are. Excellent 3 points for Beeston there. A crucial point in time, bouncing back from the loss yesterday. Very important time with their final game being against East Grinstead away next week, so they'll be very grateful for those 3 points.
As mentioned, you said the final round of fixtures next weekend. Sunday the 5th of March, Brooklands host University of Exeter. That's at 2 o'clock. East Grinstead Beeston is at also 2 o'clock, and remarkably enough, also at 2 o'clock, it's Oxted versus University of Nottingham, that one at Caterham School. If we can bring the detail up again, we'll go through the goal scoring sequence. All the goals in the first half, no change in the setup. Jamie Golden with a penalty corner. 1 from 1 at that time. Charlie Axford was presented with a huge amount of space on the University of Nottingham left-hand side, following hesitancy in the Beeston defence, and finished with a plum on 27 via the goalkeeper. Samapula was then the recipient of some very, very nice interplay in front of the goalkeeper to turn it in for 2-1. No further goals, but plenty of action. And well played, Beeston, 3 points on the board for them, but also University of Nottingham shown that there's a lot of fight and determination in their side as well, so good for them too. We are back with BTV next weekend. It'll be the turn of the women. Just to mark your card on that one, today they are playing Surbiton away. Excuse me, that one's starting at 2:30, so we can't bring you any updates on that one because it hasn't started yet. So we will keep your eyes on the socials for the update from the women. We'll be back with BTV next weekend. Who was your player of the match, Steve?
Well, I think that from Beeston's point of view, I think the stick work of Rohan Bui, but for me it was Ollie Ashdown's work rate and continuous throughout the game, and I think that had a big effect on the ability to repossess the ball. And keepers did well right the way through. I think both keepers had to were in action quite a lot, so credit to both of them.
Good day at the office for Beeston, coming away with 3 precious points, and it looks very much like, barring other results going against them, that they've secured the top 2 positions in the bottom 6 division. But we'll get the slide rules out later on and make certain of that, with 1 round of fixtures still to play, but also all the other fixtures still to come too. So yes, it has been a pleasure keeping you all company, watching wherever you are. Do let us know what you thought of the game, who stood out for you, via the socials, via YouTube, via Instagram, and via Carrier Pigeon if you like. Interaction is the key. The more eyeballs we get on the game, the better it is, and the more you tell us about it, the more we can do for you. So Beeston coming away with 3 points, beating University of Nottingham by 2 goals to 1. I've been Andy Day, and this has been BTV. Thanks for watching.
Another opportunity here, getting into the edge of the D.
Pressure coming, there's a little appeal for something. And it breaks down.
Good defence from, the ball is with Beeston.
Into the circle, first time shot, finds a foot, does it? Umpires looking at it, and then eventually the decision comes.
Movement of the ball at the top of the D, and
a shuffle to the left, finally ready. This time it's in.
Well,
1 from 1. Bees lead.
Jamie again. Beeston having to retreat, defend yet again.
Porter going the long way around. Bowie appeals, but play is allowed to continue and turned in for the equaliser. Everyone stops still.
Well, if that's not a lesson to people.
The half, there's time to do it. Fletcher to the circle now. Appeal. Goalkeeper's come a long way. Has he been bypassed? It has been turned in. And Apula gets the goal from close range. Bees retake the lead.
Great work down the baseline.
The half, there's time to do it. Fletcher to the circle now. Appeal. Goalkeeper's come a long way. Has he been bypassed? It has been turned in. And Apula gets the goal from close range. Bees retake the lead.
Great work down the baseline from Louis Dupre, having to do a lot of work defensively at the minute. Oh, very
really
close, nearly stolen by Jamie Golden's dive. Pretty good at this, I think. Their pass and receive is good, and that has fallen very nicely to the. This is very dangerous.
Shooting opportunity, but it's been missed.
Oh my goodness me! I thought for all the world that was going to be an equaliser. Beeston.